take so long to do drugs?
Is that Rainbow Dash on your shirt?
I don't want to feel the feelings.
I need to eat a bunch of cheese boxes.
The best parts of hanging out with these guys, without the hangover.
What's up, Slick?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic. Brought to you by VPN. That's right, NordVPN. If you want to watch Netflix from Canada and you're sitting in Kansas, you can fuck Netflix out of whatever you want. This is not true. They don't know that we exist. But get yourself a VPN and
get yourself a VPN and watch all the weird porn that you want to.
I was given a note that my opening energy is really off every time, so I said, "No worries, I'll give you something different."
Okay.
And then I also said, "Who asked you to give me notes? Your opinion is adorable. Please put it in an envelope and send it to the fucking North Pole, you muck."
Yeah, that's sorry, just adjusting volume levels so that I can hear appropriately.
D+ level productions presents
D plus effort.
Can't even remember the name of our own fucking company. How you doing, pal? What's going on?
I'm great. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah, me too.
Me
too.
So the boy, the youngest Gideon, our special guest from last session, got hired to rake leaves out of just a front lawn. And I was like, all right. He's like, I need to do, and this is yesterday. I was like, okay, I'll drop you off and then pick you up when you're done. It shouldn't take more than a couple hours, I wouldn't think. It's a small lawn. He's like, yeah. That was at 11:30. At 4:30 p.m., I pick him up and he's like, I'm nowhere near done. And I was like, you're not. And what I didn't realize, sure, it's a small lawn, but the leaves were 1.5 feet deep.
How is that possible? Do they have them trucked in?
I'm assuming they're borrowing some from the neighbors because nobody else had any fucking leaves in their yard. So I was like,
hey, can you shake that oak tree over here? I'm really trying to fuck with the teenager's day. This is going to be great for me.
So I was like, all right, dude, we'll come back tomorrow. I will help. Well, what I didn't realize is that the neighbor had come over and was like, I'll pay you to do my front lawn too. And so last night he was like, yeah, I got to do the neighbor's yard. And I was like, I got you. They're on a vol because he's a sweet kid. He's like, Dad, I'll give you a little money.
He's gonna cut you in on you.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, I'm just there on a strictly volunteer basis, pal.
Which is better, being slave labor for your youngest child, or taking a little bit off the top,
right?
Becoming some manner of indentured employee.
I'm just working my way towards freedom.
What? Oh God. Now,
So
I want to be super dad, but I also don't want to pay for smokes this Sunday.
that's yeah. Well, the neighbor's yard was worse. I meant to send it to myself so I could show you this picture. So the pile that we made in from the neighbor's yard was.
We're still talking about leaves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I left a pile in her backyard as a thank you.
We raked just enough for me to take a huge man dump right in the middle, right next to this bitch's hedge. Said, give the boy $20. We're out.
I'm fertilizing your topiaries, ma'am. We're a full service lawn care. But the pile of leaves we made was about 12-15 feet long, maybe.
Jesus Christ.
And it was nearly hip high on the boy.
I don't. Okay.
So at that point, Zig, I called Glenn, who has not been on the podcast. He is the oldest man child. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, you want to earn $40 the hard way? And his response was, my asshole hasn't healed quite from the from the clapping I had to do the other day, but I'll do my best. What do you need? I was like, that's my boy. And I recruited him to come over and help so we could get done. And but yeah, I was just like, fuck leaves, fuck lawns. I cannot wait to rent someplace and never have to do this again.
When I mean, I'm a dirtbag person, but when I even had a lawn, I never raked leaves anyway. I'd be like, yep, there's leaves on the ground. I'm assuming Mother Nature has a plan. I'm not going to aggressively assault this now.
They are perfectly biodegradable.
Mm-hmm. I did mow the lawn, but I didn't bag up the trimmings. No, those just stay there.
Yeah, it's good for the worms. The worms are good for birds. Oh, I've looked this up. I've justified not doing lawn care for a while now, and yeah, but I just think Glenn made it short work. So thank God he showed up. Big old sweet bear boy that he is. Put a
yoke on the Viking and send him to the fucking front lawn.
That's exactly what he was just like, I'll start up here, because we had another giant pile that was beside, like, away from the other giant pile, and he's like, I'll start up here, you guys work your way. I was like, all right, I'm fine not having to think. Thank you, buddy. And so that's what we've done since 10:30 this morning, and we just got home 45 minutes ago.
Nice.
I am old and tired, and I am unbathed. I smell moderately of goat. And mushrooms, goat and mushrooms.
Hold on, like in a lovely braised fashion, like you might get at a Moroccan restaurant, or
no, like if you walk into a moldy forest
and rub a goat with mushrooms.
Yes, that's what. If you ran the goat through the forest and found the moldiest spot.
What's Larry doing? He's trying to figure out how to finish attacking up that goat's ass. I don't know why.
I am but you know, it's done. The boy didn't have to do it himself. So it's there. I just fuck yard work, man. Fuck it in the fucking ass with a fucking rusty hook. Cause
I don't do it.
No,
I won't do it ever.
But I am drinking. I purposely got this to right. I'm drinking. I got this purpose.
The hell you say?
to annoy you, but
Good.
Also I wanted something refreshing.
All right.
So we are enjoying a Smirnoff Ice Smash.
What the fuck have you done?
Strawberry and lemon, and I put 2 shots of vodka in it.
I was just saying, well, first you purchased children's booze, but then you did other things to it. Sure, yeah. Why not? You're doing a little DIY on the liver. I got no problem with that.
Yeah, I just, here's the thing. I'm doing a little, it's pre painkiller because I know I'm going to need about 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, about 5 milligrams of an edible, and icy hot all over, just everywhere. Yes, there too. I don't care. It's
where the goat stink is coming from.
Yeah, that's where it's the goatiest. Honey, could you help me? I'm a little stiff. Could you help me get it where it's the goatiest?
I found the mushroom smell. You've bloomed.
You know what? In 3 more months, I could charge somebody to come harvest this.
Spectacular. And that's why it's beautiful comedy like this is why our show is brought to you by splitsociety.org.
Oh, splitsociety.org.
Look at me just forcing those segues right in 2 minutes too late of the episode.
The Spliff Society is sending me a care package to try some new products.
Nice.
And they're going to be sending you some stuff as well. But we were talking, and listeners, if you've never,
what does Spliff Society do, Larry?
spliffsociety.org provides a myriad of services and products, primarily hand-rolled toasted palm leaf spliffs. They are velvet to the touch. They are delicious to the taste. They do not interfere with the smoldering of your favorite herb. Therefore, so it's just cones. You can order them to anywhere in the country because it's not anything. There's no herb in them. You pack them with your favorite herb, and there's no additives. There's no chemicals. It's all natural. No glue. No, none of that bull. You're not cutting open one of your grandpa's grape swishers and rolling it back up. There's absolutely no what, Zig.
No bullshit, except for what Grandpa's smoking. Apparently, the economy's been real hard on his Social Security check.
He just
Granddad smoking a grape swisher, yes, but he also thinks he's in Panama right now, so none of this really matters.
He doesn't think it counts if it's for children. Also, exciting news, listeners. Exciting news. If you go to spliffsociety.org and make an order and use the promo code
what?
Zig and Larry, you will get a nice little discount, and they'll know that our listeners are just as big of degenerates as we are.
So use the promo code Zig and Larry at checkout, and they will not only donate some money to a charity of your choice, but I think we get like a little bit too, so that'd be nice.
Yeah, it would help pay for this beautiful studio that I am operating in.
For our beards. Let's just say that. We'll pay for our beards.
I'm trying to smooth mine down. I think there's still some detritus inside mine.
My first thought was, is he talking about their wives? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how Nicole refers to herself. She's like, you have a beautiful beard. Also that thing on your face.
Aww.
Thanks, honey. So anyway, visit spliffsociety.org, use the promo code Zig and Larry. Let them know that our listeners are paying attention.
If it wasn't apparent, there's a lot of weed stuff. So I just want to throw that out.
Yeah, there's grinders and sorting trays and papers and spliffs and empty spliffs. Everything. You put your favorite herb. You want to smoke tobacco out of it? Get some tobacco.
You could be real meta and open up a grape swisher and put it in their spliff.
You could
put that on their Instagram, and I'm sure that they will go, What are you doing? Why would you do that?
Please don't do that.
I mean, once you purchase it, it's yours. It's America. They can do whatever they want. I just don't understand.
Yeah, you're fine. You have freedom. You are, for now. You are an American. Or hey, if you're in Spain, I'm sure they'll ship stuff over to you in Spain. Thank you. Possible. By the way, thank you, Spain. We have like dedicated listeners, and like a lot of dedicated listeners in Spain. I looked today, we have nearly 100. Now I know Spain's a big country. We have nearly like 100 people in Spain just hanging out with us.
I love it.
So thank you, Spain.
I respect your culture of taking a nap in the middle of the day.
Oh my God.
I do that non-ironically and sometimes on accident.
Yeah, this is fan. I fall asleep at my desk all the time. So the fact that you get a break in the middle of the day to go do it, you eat dinner at 9 o'clock and you show up to work whenever the fuck you want.
Big fan.
Yeah, you know what? Can we just go do the podcast from there from now on?
I dig your style. Spain.
Oh.
For a very long time, I thought that my people were from you. And then I 23andMe'd myself and said, Mom, somebody lied to you because we're not picking up any Spanish out of here. Granddad was from Spain. I don't believe he was, or he wasn't granddad by blood. I don't know what to tell you.
Spain, Mississippi. Actually, it's...
And then just to do it, I did 23andMe and one of the Ancestry. And they both said, who told you Spain? There is no Spain in there. I'm sorry.
I don't. My mom... that happened to a buddy of mine who was all growing up. He was told that he was Jewish. They were non-religious Jews.
Were they practicing like hardcore?
No, they were not. They were non-practicing Jews, but they were
Hasidic.
They were Jewish by trade. I don't know. They were, but like genetically, they were Jewish. He's been told that his entire life, and then like 5 years ago. And he like became a lawyer. We had the running joke that, and it was him making the joke that he's like, hey, you got a Jewish lawyer on retainer now. You're a real entertainer. And I was like, all right. And then like 5 years ago, he found out, no, not Jewish, not even a little. And he's like, my whole identity, my whole life. How am I? And I was like, buddy, you're still Jewish at heart. It's okay.
Do you think his parents are like, oh, why the fuck did we name him Avi? It made sense at the time. You can't change it now. There's no Gentile Avis. Well, there's one.
There's one now. I don't. The only thing that he has is like legit Cherokee Indian, and he was like, where the. So that's why I have the dark hair. Thought it was because of the Jewish thing. Nope, Cherokee Indian.
American.
It was like, that's not at all. This isn't even close. And he was like, God's chosen people on both sides that got screwed over by the whites, I guess. So
I gotta take the Star of David off of all of my business cards now. It's a whole big thing.
this is awful.
Yeah.
I was like, because I told him, I was like, dude, half the time you just walked into court and stood up and be like, Your Honor, I'm Jewish. And they were like, well, case closed. They win.
Very good.
And he's like, yeah, now what am I supposed to do? Your Honor, I thought I was Jewish. And nope, not the same.
Nope, doesn't help.
Nope, does not help.
What's
been going on with you, buddy?
Well, I'll do one thing about my personal life. I'm a little behind today because we had our first ever visitor up here. It was one of Angie's cousins who I love, but she was away from her two small. She has a 4-year-old and like a 6-month-old, and she came up here for the weekend without them. And so we've been drinking a lot all weekend. So
yeah.
Mommy was partying and we were keeping up, and I'm just not as I used to be.
Not
I used
as
to be more.
Yeah.
So that's just, I only say that to say this. There are things about living here that I love, most of them so far. One is spectacular. I think that I've met my nemesis, kind of.
I'm excited now.
I have seen this gentleman twice. He is on a rascal scooter. He is anywhere between 60 and Methuselah. I'm not certain.
Okay.
He rides around with his right leg up because it is in like a walking cast, like one of those like boots, you know?
Uh-huh.
I only see him in the middle of the road on his scooter while he's wearing a bandana of the American flag. I have never spoken a word to this gentleman. I have made eye contact twice. Both times I have been driving my car. Both times he has flipped me off for no reason. One time I was waiting at a stoplight. One time I was waiting to get out of the drive of my apartment complex, and he's coming the other way. You give a guy in the middle of the road his time. You know what I mean? Like, I got time to waste. It's fine. I'll wait. But he just looks right at me and flips me off and keeps driving. And I think I love this idiot. I don't know if he does that to everybody or if it's just the one silver Hyundai Elantra that he hates for some reason.
He's like, look at this Spaniard. And he flips you off and you're like, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Look at my app. Yeah, so I've only seen him twice, but I don't know if he's like going around just flipping people off because it makes his day. I want to buy him something, like get him like an antenna and put a raccoon tail on it for his little scooter or something. I don't know. I put racing stripes on it. He's great. But he reminds me of, this isn't what I wanted to talk about today. Actually, I found this again. I wanted to talk about it a month ago for our Halloween episode, but this is the Thanksgiving episode. So happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
It is the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
And happy Thanksgiving.
So what I'm giving thanks for is what I was scared of a week ago or a month ago, let's say. But I don't want to live in this world anymore because New Zealand has fired their fucking wizard.
What?
For the last 23 years.
Yes, I'm familiar.
On the payroll.
I know.
There was a gentleman named, oh God, what's his name? Hold on. Ian Brackenberry Chanel was on the payroll as the official wizard of New Zealand, operating primarily out of a town called Christchurch. One word. There's pictures of this lunatic who is not in like a Walmart like wizard's outfit. I mean, like whoever like dressed up Sir Ian McKellen as Gandalf, they were doing some fucking moonlighting for this cat because he put together a nice looking wizard's outfit, complete with staff. But they shit canned him. 23 years. He's an 88-year-old guy.
Wait,
All
hold
of a
on.
sudden, he's on the dole.
Hold on.
Yeah? Mhm.
Are you saying there's an opening?
I don't know if they're
Because that's
looking
why
to
I've been
fill it.
growing this beard out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're saying there's an opening for New Zealand's wizard position.
This was a month ago, so either it's been filled or they decided that the position may or may not be necessary.
Well, if it's
I
been
don't know.
filled, then there's a wizard battle coming.
We can't even find the guy with the crank growing out of his arm, so I don't know what we're gonna do. If we're gonna actually be able to find this wizard. By the way, the wizard, he ain't a going. After they shit canned him, he's like, no, I'm still going to be doing my wizarding. I'm still going to be doing brain dances and blessing children. There's an art center spelled century, CNTRE, where he performs his wizardness. And he's like, oh, I'm still doing it. You can't make me not. Like,
wizardy goodness.
They paid him 16 grand a year in New Zealand dollars. So that, I don't know, that could be anything as far as I know. He's either a millionaire or he eats ramen out of his shoe. I have no idea what New Zealand.
But that's by choice because he's a wizard.
But over the years, if you add it up, that'd be $368,000 for being the official fucking wizard. And there's a little bit of conjecture as to why they decided that they didn't need a wizard. And up until I've been on board with New Zealand this whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of maps and globes where they don't even show up because people forget. It's a very big place. They're like, wasn't there something by Australia? It doesn't matter. Look, next time you look at a world map, see if New Zealand's there. I guarantee you, if it's made before 2000, it probably wasn't.
Yeah. Well, and they were fine with that because they were okay with being forgotten.
They handled the COVID crisis better than almost anyone.
Yeah,
they did very good. And then they were paying a wizard. So this on their Channel 3's current affairs show, New Zealand Today, before he was fired, they were interviewing him, and he was talking about women in general. And he said they use cunning to get men who are thick. I love women. I forgive them all the time. I've never struck one yet. Never strike a woman because they bruise too easily is the first thing. And they'll tell neighbors and their friends, and then you're in big trouble. So, maybe.
I mean, okay.
He isn't so much a wizard as a guy approaching 90 in a fucking goofy outfit who's a misogynistic prick who likes to go around waving his stick at children and just saying, abracadabra, whoopity-doo. Get your mom back in the kitchen. Get her shoes off. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Is she pregnant? Does she want to be?
I am Newt and holy but Jesus.
Why don't you all go play in the yard? I'm about to give your mama my magic wand.
He went on TV after 23 years of being paid to do literally nothing in his he spent his retirement getting more money than Social Security, I'm guessing. I don't 60 grand you're probably not. But that's on top of whatever they give the dying in New Zealand. I'm guessing it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And then he screwed that up basically by going on TV and saying, don't hit women because you'll get caught. That's
I don't want to be misunderstood. I love the phrase I haven't hit a woman yet. But I don't like the intent behind it. It's difficult to how to explain how I feel about that because of course it's hilarious. But it's also like, holy shit, he's just looking for a fucking excuse.
I love putting things in front of you where you feel you have to like drag out the PC-ness that you and I never share between us. We just know it's there.
Yeah.
Like neither one of us has ever gotten caught hitting women. But
caught.
Not yet. But watching you like backtrack, that's funny. Wait a minute. Sorry, listeners, everybody, just to be clear, we don't believe in hitting women. Do we need to say that? Larry thinks we do. Okay, very good.
I feel like, right. Look, especially if this is like somebody's first episode and they haven't gotten to know us yet. Just listen to me like, this hobo wizard looking motherfucker is laughing at that phrase. I take umbrage with this, I think. I don't know who this guy is. You know what? Here's my hope. This guy gets fired. Dale the hobo wizard finally gets his due. It's just flown down, or you know what? He probably sensed the opening, smoked a quarter pound of weed, and zim zim salabimmed himself all the way to the courthouse. I don't where's the official office of the of New Zealand's wizard?
The Art Center of Christchurch.
Ah, yes, of course.
Your town is called Christchurch. What do we need? Magic? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
You believe in this? Why not a wizard? Well, okay, that seems logical.
I was thinking though, and this is like starting to it made a little bit too much sense to me. But well, this guy was 23 years ago, before he was paid, he was also doing free wizarding. And the prime minister was like, "We're gonna need you." And it's kind of like the Thanksgiving thing of pardoning a turkey, where everybody goes, "That's cute." Their prime minister went, "I don't know, give him a paycheck. We'll pay for his fucking dry cleaning and let him wizard around the kids for a while."
It's just pro bono wizarding. Yeah. Everyone knows you. That's how, I mean, you got to go to wizard open mics and pay your dues. And if you are an effective enough wizard, you eventually will get to start opening for a more talented wizard, and they'll bring you along and introduce you to the right people, and will make the right recommendations and teach you a few things. And eventually you maybe even move on to apprenticing for an even more talented wizard, who will take you on the road and teach you the ways of not hitting women and yet. And then eventually after 88 years of life, I guess though he's been a wizard, the official New Zealand wizard, for, you said 23 years?
Yeah, so roughly about the time that they were filming The Lord of the Rings. So I don't know if they were trying to do a tie-in. I have no idea.
Regardless, I think that maybe they were just like, yeah, just in case. And look, they had a wizard in place. COVID hit, they were fine.
That's a very good point.
I'm just saying. But eventually, you get to be a headlining wizard.
And your tricks get better. At first, you're just doing a whole lot of stuff where you're talking to a rabbit that you pull out of a hat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of soup-based magic, I would assume. Just low-level shit.
It's airline magic and hacky observational magic.
I actually was able to get from A to B that you were doing an airline food hacky comic joke right there.
Yeah.
I don't know how apparent that was, and I think I'm upset with myself for catching it. Hold on, let me see if shame sets in. It's kind of like when you get hit in the nuts and you're not sure if it's going to be bad for the first second. Yeah, that's shame. That's absolute shame.
Oh, is it gonna be bad? Nope. Yep, it hurts. And now it's in the stomach. Oh, it's in the stomach. Great. Now I'm gonna. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna sit here and moan. Can I moan for a little bit? Everyone cool with a moan. I did that at a meeting one time when I was actually a real boy doing business, when I ran businesses. Remember when I was trying to be a real boy?
I remember a lot of stress and kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And sometimes literally I threw shit at the wall, like not literal shit, but I broke my chair one time by throwing it. I was not suited for that life, but there was one time I sat down for a meeting with
just like a fucking monkey enclosure with you. Just throw a tire in there, he'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I had all types of, well, I got my stress ball here, and I went through a lot of squeezy stress things, but there was one time going into a meeting with the union, and I had to have a shirt. Like I did a job where I had to have a shirt and tie and slacks.
That was the best time belch ever. I had a job where I had to have a shirt. Fuckers.
Burp and tie. But I went in and I'm wearing slacks, and I was, at the time, I was a boxers guy. And I sat down in the meeting and sat on my right testicle.
Oh God.
and I couldn't. You can't, in an official union meeting with the union, and your regional director is there, and the vice president of your company, and you've been chosen to come along to help represent and to speak professionally. You can't sit down and sit on your right nut and squall and tell everyone in the room, sorry, I just sat on my right nut. Can we
250 plus pounds of country muscle directly on my genitals? Can I have some water and a minute?
Can I just get a rub on the back just to shh, everything's gonna be okay? Pumpkin, anything? No, you have to just
a good job. Anybody have a Rolo? Something?
It's just a certs. Can I have a certs?
I'll take an unwrapped butterscotch from the bottom of your bag. I don't care.
A Fresca, just anything to take my mind off this.
God.
I'll take a Fago that got forgot in the back of the fucking fridge if you got one. Don't even give a fuck. I will take something to help me. But no, I just sat down and I was like, ugh. That was because I had to make some noise. So I sit down, smush the nut. I make the noise. My regional director is sitting next to me, and I kind of look over at him. I see his eyes get wide, and he writes down, and we're the vice president's talking, and they're starting the meeting, and he writes down, "Are you okay?" And I wrote down,
"You're passing prison notes at this point."
Yes.
"Are you okay? Check 1. Will you go to the prom with me? Yes or no? Are your balls all right?"
But I just wrote back, "Sat on my right nut," and he went, "Oh."
Never put that down on paper, man.
No.
Never. It's too easily traceable.
No, I know. Trust me. I learned my lesson the hard way that day. They used that against us, and the union got a new soda machine.
You have to memorize your password. You can't just tape it to the bottom of the keyboard. Everybody looks.
Now you tell me.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't have a bank account anymore.
This is great. I get to live a life where you sit on your balls and a guy flips me off for no reason, and I literally think, oh yeah, the fucking New Zealand Wizard got canned. And like, this is me going to the grocery store.
Look, and here's the thing, buddy, this is what I'm thankful for. This is our Thanksgiving episode. It's shit like this. I'm thankful for this. Man, I have not eaten a whole lot today, and I chugged 2 beers when I got home, and now I'm working on this Smirnoff Ice smash strawberry and lemon.
It hurts
with
me.
2 shots of vodka in it, and it's showing. I can see that it's showing.
I started my day with brunch. I was never a brunch guy before, but because I was working nights, you know what I mean? If you close a bar in Chicago on a Saturday, you get home at 4:30 in the morning. Waking up to go have fucking overpriced eggs at 10, you're like, no, I have no, they'll still have booze and food at 2 p.m. I'm not doing it. Yeah. But these days, I'm actually up with the sun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm up at like 7, and I'm like, yeah, let's go get brunch because I've got a raging hangover. But I'm just sitting there laughing hysterically as my wife and I, who are looking very ragged, but it's at a place called Rick's Reef, which, by the way, if you're ever in St. Petersburg, check them out. Their Bloody Mary bar is spectacular. I've been told by several people. They just decided not to set it up today.
Oh,
so that was the whole reason why we went. We looked at the waitress like, I'm definitely gonna. It's like they have a wall of hot sauces. They have literally like almost 100 different ones. People just like show up like, I found this one in Cancun, and they put it on the wall. But then you see pictures all over of their Bloody Mary bar where you like just get a pint glass and they'll put a shot of whatever vodka you want. You pay for that, and you go with your accoutrements. But they've got like literal pounds of bacon, grilled shrimp right there. You could make your goddamn lunch out of that, which was the plan.
Yeah.
But apparently this is a thing. I go there and she's like, what can I get you all to drink? I was like, well, we're definitely going to be hitting the Bloody Mary bar. And she puts her head in her hands like, sorry, it's one of those. Nobody set it up today, and nobody's going to. When this happens, we do our bloodies for $2 a pop, if that's okay. This happens. She's like, I get here. I'm not here for prep. Sometimes it just doesn't. get set up, and there's a lot that goes into it. They just didn't give a fuck. So apparently Rick of Rick's Reach was like, just give the booze away for $2, see if they'll come back.
You know what? At first, I was like, no, you stay, be like, we need this, please, for the love. But no, you got to respect that. Just no one gave a fuck today.
Yeah.
We looked around the restaurant. We looked underneath the tables. We even checked the lost and found. And you know what? Couldn't find a fuck to give. So
we looked at the
$2.
cook and said, did you make the shrimp and the bacon for the Bloody Mary bar? And he literally said, no. And left the room, and he's still employed. So what can I get for you? And I'm laughing at
we came in. The cook, the head chef, sat on his right testicle. He took the rest of the day off.
He wrote it down for proof. So we were already there. I will say I had some delicious Asiago grits with barbecued shrimp and over easy egg on top, with my choice of hot sauces. I actually asked Leah, I'm like, can I get some Tabasco? She's like, she points at the wall. It's like, go grab any one of those. Like, that's a good call. What the fuck am I gonna do with Tabasco?
This sounds like the best place in the world.
It was. We sat on a bench. We took the dog. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We took the Chihuahua.
Somebody had to be responsible.
Yeah, my Chihuahua is a lunatic with around any other dogs. So when we take him out now, we are now the people that have the Chihuahua in a backpack. But it is a special Chihuahua backpack that has a hole for him to put his head out the top of, and you can cinch it closed, which is basically like carrying around Hannibal Lecter on your back because he's trying to get out. We've straitjacketed the dog, and we have to. He was sitting next to me on the bench trying to get at a Labrador, and he keeps slowly falling over because he's trying to get out. And that's when I realized that he is sitting right next to a sign that says dogs are not allowed on the benches or tables per Florida ordinance. And nobody has said shit about the fact that I've got a satchel full of Chihuahua right next to me.
Well, he's barely a dog anyway. He's some manner of marmot or large rodent.
He's all gumption and 15% wang, but he's not exactly a dog.
Yeah, your dog kept pointing its dick at me all that weekend when I came up.
He does that. You were a guest.
Yeah, and I appreciated it. I just kept looking. You can't take your eyes off of it. It's hypnotizing.
It's pretty big for that.
How do you not fall over, little man?
He has no nuts, but he's all wang.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You would think the nuts would help to balance him, but I guess if you had kept his nuts on him, he would have looked like a penny racer going for a walk every day.
He came nutless. It wasn't a choice that I made.
That's good for him. He can come nutless.
Yeah, didn't take the only neuterin that didn't take in Christendom.
He had 3. He kept one up inside the whole time. But I'll show you, you fuckers.
It's one of the 3 miracles you have to perform in order to either become a saint or the Christchurch wizard. You gotta be doing miracles.
I can only assume that those nuts were so big that's why they had him removed. They're like, he just keeps sitting on them and he's miserable all the time. We've got to do something.
I'm now just picturing somebody applying for sainthood, saying, have you performed your 3 miracles? I got a nutless dog to come. And then the bishop just going, all right, 2 more.
You know what? We're going to count that as 1 and 2. Give me a third.
I'm going to say the fact that you said that straight face is 2. Lovely.
Oh, fuck.
You want to talk about some stupid shit?
But weren't we already doing that? But yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How long we got? Because this isn't a whole lot of stuff. But this is our.
Who cares? No one's listening.
Nobody's listening
except for Spain. Thank you, Spain.
Yeah. So this is going to make no sense to you because I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving. So if you're listening in another country, Thanksgiving is basically a lie that we have told ourselves for years and years and years, but it's a holiday that we celebrate still, even though we know it's complete bullshit and none of it matters.
Yeah. To give you a rundown, we have told our children throughout the generations that white people were sad. The natives taught us how to plant corn using little fish, and then everyone sat down for a big meal on at the end of November and shared resources, which we all know is a lie because white people don't do that.
No. Especially if there are Puritans. If they left because there was a religious persecution. They wanted to come over here and be real strict.
Yeah.
So that was the whole.
We left religious persecution so that we could persecute religiously.
Absolutely.
In our way.
But we still do it. So basically, it's a lead up to Christmas, which there's a separation of church and state. That's why everybody gets Christmas off, which is a Christian holiday, and it says, "In God we trust" on our money. But so on Thanksgiving, can you tell I don't give a fuck about Thanksgiving whatsoever?
I give a fuck about Thanksgiving because of the food.
You know what I'm thankful for this year? Angie and I are going to a fucking restaurant. That's what I'm thankful for. We made rezzos.
Oh, dude. So every year Nick and I will travel over Thanksgiving because the kids are with their bio mom, and then so we will take off like usually Wednesday, travel somewhere. It sucks that you guys moved when you did because we're doing.
Not true. It's November and I have the air on.
Yeah,
the AC
but
is kicking, buddy.
We're doing Chicago for Thanksgiving this year because homegirl hasn't been up to the city for a while.
Gotcha.
And we didn't feel like traveling 14 hours away, so we've got ourselves a nice Airbnb. We ordered from one of the nice restaurants, one of the Thanksgiving meals.
Cool.
And we're taking up some
Was
prime.
that a question?
Yes, because I couldn't remember the name of the restaurant.
Oh, you just dad brained the restaurant. Very good.
I was just like, I don't know. It's one of the nice ones, one of the mini nice ones, and then we're taking up a fucking prime rib because prime rib is my favorite food, and because Nicole decided that the vegetarian option for the so that way we had essentially an entire meal of sides, and then we would take up a prime rib.
Okay.
And cook this prime rib. So that's our Thanksgiving, because motherfucker turkey. And depending on the ham. Some ham is pretty good. But yeah, prime rib for Thanksgiving this year, buddy.
I'm a big fan of I like to do my best to exploit holidays. So like the day after Thanksgiving, I buy turkey and I put it in the freezer because it's cheap, and ham, and I carve that up. It's like the day after Valentine's Day when all the candy goes on sale. Like that's when we get candy.
That's how I used to try to pick up girlfriends, is the day after prom.
You find the ones that where the mascara has run and a wizard has managed to not hit them.
Yes.
And I don't understand the day after prom. I would think the day of prom. Just like the ones that like bought their own corsages. I don't want to go down this road at all anymore. I just
So what's the topic today, buddy?
Thanksgiving shit. So I don't care about Thanksgiving, and there really wasn't a whole lot of these, but I wanted to look around like I was just like weird Thanksgiving traditions throughout the ages around the country. Oddly enough, there are very few weird ones in Costa Rica. It's not really something they do down there. But there were a couple of things that are just pretty interesting and a little fun. And I thought that we should be doing them. Is there a reason why you've just gone 4 feet behind your own desk? Oh, your stress ball fell. Okay,
I dropped it. I dropped my fiddly bits. I gotta have fiddly bits.
And sit on them in business meetings.
Well, the last time I tried to fiddle on a Zoom call, you got very upset.
Messed up my flow and everything.
Yeah, it was so sticky.
This isn't even a thing anymore because just people decided it's a thing, like Sweetest Day or the female orgasm. But Black Friday, can we just talk about that for a second?
Fuck.
I don't get it because it's not even a thing anymore. So again, international listeners, I don't know if you hit us up at zigandlarignortopic@gmail.com and tell me if your country does weird bullshit like this too, where they just invent holidays for business and or pleasure. But Black Friday being, the Friday after Thanksgiving, where a bunch of shit supposedly goes on sale to attract shoppers, but it's not even a thing anymore. Like, did you ever do a Black Friday? Like, I'm talking like pre-internet, when it was like actually
I
like you go
worked
to
Black Fridays.
at
Walmart
on the pole. Oh, you did?
through high school.
Oh God.
And because I was a stout lad, I was on security.
Just make sure people don't trample themselves for
Trample
fucking
each
Mr.
other
Coffee.
and make sure no one gets hurt. Or there were certain items that they would put us in front of, and then we would hand them out. And if anyone tried to grab them off the pile, we had to firmly tell them no. So I am intimately familiar with Black Friday. However, Bruce Campbell is starting in a new movie about Black Friday where all the shoppers turn to zombies.
I'll watch anything Bruce Campbell does. I mean,
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, you got to read the phone book on the shitter. Yeah, I'm with you, Bruce Campbell. Let's go.
Now it's just Thanksgiving brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like there's a bunch of shit that you're gonna buy it. We know you're gonna buy it because you save 4% on a fucking thing that whirls and makes a noise and goes zzz in the corner and possibly vacuums something poorly and scares your cat. But
isn't that just the magic wand?
Every holiday now is just like consumerism, which whatever. I mean, on my news feed right now, I can't stop finding news stories in air quotes about Kim Kardashian and fucking Pete Davidson. So why am I surprised? I need to turn everything off.
Look, I said the other day, everyone needs to lay off Pete Davidson because that's just karma. All the good things happen to Pete. It's just karma. Saying sorry that your dad's dead. That's it.
Hey man, I got no problem. I like Pete Davidson. I hope he has have a lot of fun on America's favorite bouncy house over there.
Yeah,
but it's just who gives a shit? Do people really give a shit?
I don't give a shit.
No.
I don't give a shit who's with who or who's diddling what. I don't fucking care. I don't care. Like, oh, this person's with this person. Who the fuck cares? Let them be. Are they happy? Fucking A. Are they just fucking? Good for them. Pete Davidson obviously has some primo fucking dick.
Obviously, yeah.
That dude,
he's been sprinkling it around quite a bit.
That dude has got to have just like it's got to glow like the inside of the briefcase from Pulp Fiction.
I would just have like the same set of sheets and never wash them. Because then you can say, like, this is the sheet that smells like Ariana Grande, Kate Beckinsale, and fucking Kim Kardashian.
Yes. Yeah.
And my goat. It's like, wow, that's and so what do you do then? I'm funny, I like video games. Cool. That's great.
Yeah. You walk into his bedroom and it's like it's musky, but there's also some type of it smells, it's pleasant. It's inviting. What the fuck is that? That's a combination of things. Anyway, I just wanted to show that to you. I'm better than
a mixture of confidence and semen.
Right.
That's what that is, and it's just everywhere. So that's Thanksgiving. In a nutshell. But let's talk about some old Thanksgiving traditions. I never heard of this one. In the 1800s, masking was a thing you did on Halloween. Okay, it's kind of like a Halloween tradition where adults and kids alike would dress up on Thanksgiving. Most people would wear masks. Call it like 60-40. But the original was where many young boys would cross-dress as their sisters or prominent political figures. Like those were the two biggies. I'm not sure how we did that. They would make handmade costumes or just steal the dresses of their sisters and then run around. Like that was the whole thing. It, like many traditions do, got a little weirder over time, and it's delineated into something called, oh no, don't do that on me, Ragamuffin Day. So after you wore a mask and then you dressed up in the wrong gender's clothes for funsies in 1812, then you would go around on Thanksgiving and go door to door and then just say, anything for Thanksgiving?
It's just trick or treat. This is
yeah, but they would get candy, an apple, or a penny.
A penny.
Yeah.
Well, I guess back then that was like a week's salary.
But the picture that they're showing me here is like a bunch of kids, a bunch of boys dressed up like little girls who obviously look like they haven't had a wash
in their life. Just going around Thanksgiving going, go collect a bunch of apples. We need to eat something. Go. It's fucking Ragamuffin Day, man. There really isn't a whole lot. The president pardons a turkey. I thought it was cool. National Thanksgiving turkey presentation was actually in 1947, started by Truman. However, it was people giving him a bird, which he was going to, in front of them, and did kill and eat. That was just the thing. Like, it's 1947. So, Mr. President, here's a turkey from Vermont. Excellent. Whack. All right, pluck this bitch. And let's see. I'm going to go bomb the Japanese and have a lovely supper.
What's your name? Jenkins? Yeah, Jenkins. Pluck this bitch. I've got a lot of killing to do today. And I'm going to need a turkey leg.
Pluck this bitch. Who was the first president to formally pardon one of the turkeys, Larry?
Well, I feel like I know this.
Think of presidents in our lifetime who were maybe a little interesting during their presidency.
Reagan?
Correct. Good old Ronnie. Ronnie was the first one. Now, do we know if him and Nancy really came up, Mommy, I'm going to pardon this turkey on TV. It's going to be great. Or if he really thought that he was doing something that needed to happen. They're going to kill the bird? No, I'm the president. Give me something to sign.
Not Philip. He's my best friend and the only one that understands me.
Just sitting there eating jelly beans, putting a handful up his ass, and pardoning birds. That's like all he's doing. And that's how he became a saint, with those three things. Those were his three.
Well, this one's got state secrets. It's got to go in a safe place. I don't know why I gave him such a prominent lisp.
Because God.
Look, I'm no Rich Little, okay, guys?
Wow. That is the most dated thing either one of us has said.
Right? I did it on purpose.
Time. You did the hell out of it, too. That was spectacular. Rich Little. I will send anybody $15. I'm going to stop that. That's just it. I will send anybody $15.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Email Zig and Larry ignore a topic at gmail.com, and Zig will send you $15 on top of that. Go over to spliffsociety.org and use the promo code Zig and Larry to help Zig send $15 to everybody.
Okay, so now I feel like I have to make a point. The Zig and Larry promo code is real. I'm not sending you people anything.
Don't you get enough? We give you our blood, sweat, and tears on every episode. We leave it all out here. We leave it all out on the floor. Every time I get in front of this microphone, I give you everything I got.
Which isn't much. We spent the first half hour going, I'm fucking exhausted. I don't feel like
I'm so fucking tired. My God, I'm old and I didn't realize it.
I've said almost nothing to only say this. There's a tradition that has died in 2006 that I think that you and I need to resurrect.
Okay.
In Indianapolis.
Okay.
The turkey toss. The turkey toss.
Live or frozen?
Well, no, frozen. So here's the thing. The person who holds the world record has tossed a frozen turkey 183.5 feet. What it has become, or what it did become. First, it was just, I'm guessing, I can't really find a whole lot about why it started, why it ended, but I'm pretty sure I can guess. But it seems like nobody really wants to write down and come out and say it was a bunch of drunk frat idiots who are like, we've got these items. What can we do with them? Because they take a frozen turkey, put a baby onesie on it. Okay?
So far, so good.
Okay. But before you do that, you have to soak it in lighter fluid. The onesie.
I'm either way, I'm in so far.
Then you attach some manner of hardware and a length of chain.
Okay.
So that you could light the bird in the toddler's clothing alight. Spin the fucker around like a Grecian
so it's a hammer throw
toss.
with a fucking butterball.
A lot of times they were trying to do it like a lasso and yeet that bitch off into the sunset. Some guys tried to do the circle. A lot of times circle doesn't pan out from the few videos that I saw.
Yeah, because you just toss a flaming turkey into somebody behind you.
Amazingly enough, I couldn't find anything on somebody getting horribly mauled.
What happened? Hey, Ted, how was Thanksgiving? Not great.
Not
What
great.
happened to you? Got hit in the fucking nut, the right nut, with a flaming turkey. What? How did? And then I fell down and sat on the left one. It was horrible.
It was dressed in a SpongeBob SquarePants fucking flaming onesie. I found more articles about people accidentally killing their small pets by dropping a frozen turkey on it than anybody actually getting hurt. Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's sad. Anybody actually getting injured in the turkey toss. But somewhere around 2006, it just stopped. And I'm guessing that the people who did the turkey toss sobered up and they have just slightly more self-respect than the pumpkin chunkers do, because after a good solid 10-15 years of tossed turkeys, I feel like everybody just kind of went, I mean, we've done it. Do we want to keep doing it? Should we
maybe feed our families instead?
Yeah, this seems really wasteful. Like we can't eat them afterwards.
You know what it is? It's a bunch of assholes that suddenly had to start paying their own rent and utilities that went, I can't afford to just light a turkey on fire and throw it. Because, well, can we just cook it afterwards? It's grass stained. It's ruined.
I love how traditions start.
Can we just pull the grass stained skin off and maybe deep fry it? And no, the skin's the best part of deep frying. And I'm not going to bake that shit either because I don't have an oven big enough in my 1-bedroom apartment that I share with 4 other dudes. No.
Like, could you just like they got real into it for a while. Like you can imagine there was like a society of turkey tossers in Indiana. And there was one guy who he does that and he commissions their like fantasy football. Those are his 2 big hobbies of the year. And then someone just showed him one picture of a hungry naked toddler, and when he could use all of that stuff that you're just throwing, you're like, oh, well, thanks for being a buzzkill. We're not gonna light the birds anymore. What the fuck?
Yeah, maybe we okay, we bring it back, but everyone who competes has to build their own trebuchet.
See, that's just the pumpkin chunker contest.
Fine.
Now we're just I love you can't just copy them. You know what I mean?
You're right. Okay.
Unless you do the trebuchet idea and then you like get 2 rival towns and start launching them at each other's city hall.
Now
that could be interesting.
What didn't we already talk about that? Where there was
that's a fever dream that you've had repeatedly.
What was the weird tradition we talked about where people were lighting, like they were throwing fireballs at each other?
Oh yeah, that's why I don't fucking remember. But yeah, it was the same one where
go back a few episodes and somebody let us know which episode it is.
Throwing fireballs at each other. I remember there's some European country where they jump over babies.
Just no, you know what? Well, here's what I want. I want to cover a frozen turkey in a combination of Vaseline and frozen orange juice to make napalm. And
somebody else had the anarchist cookbook as a kid. Great.
Oh, well, we're telling secrets on this show.
Yeah, I definitely made some homemade napalm.
Are you noticing this too? Every time I move a certain way, the coloring on my screen, like for me, keeps changing. I'm almost like I get closer and it's almost that piss yellow that comes out. It's great. Anyway,
it's called jaundice, pal.
Oh shit.
That's liver failure.
That's where that pain came from.
That's a lovely combination. It's a fusion restaurant of jaundice and dementia. That's what you're going through right now.
Mommy, I'm gonna pardon this turkey.
Can we talk about the DARE program? Nancy, that ain't gonna work either.
No.
All we're doing is showing children meth. That was a great idea.
That's been my biggest disappointment with the DARE program, is I thought that as an adult, more people would be offering me free drugs, and I'm horrifically disappointed that is not the case.
It seemed like I was promised that. What happened in the DARE program? I grew up in a very small town where I didn't even know really what drugs were at the time. and then a policeman showed up with a satchel and attached to a poster board where all these like, all right, so this one's weed. That's gonna make music sound cooler and might get you laid in a really groovy way. So don't do that. This is coke. It's just the perfect cure for all of life's problems. So don't ever touch it. This is heroin. Hold on, that's mine. So this, and it just went down. This
Yeah.
is acid. If you ever want to like watch cartoons without TV, acid. That's what you want. And I was just like, all this sounds great. What are you talking about?
You want to get all your work done real fast and still have the energy to go play? It's meth. You're gonna want to not do meth. Never do meth. Never ever do meth.
Do you want a sparkling kitchen and fewer teeth? Meth.
Meth. That's when all drugs are legal. That's going to be the commercial for it. You and I should get to write copy for all the drugs.
Sure.
Do you want a sparkling house and no teeth, but still have the energy to go chase your kids in the backyard and the neighbor kids? Meth. Give it a shot.
Hey, Zig and Larry, we want you to do this PSA for meth. Sure, no problem. Are we pro or con? We'll go either way. It does not matter.
Either way, I don't care.
The check clears. I give a fuck.
I'll pro anything. That's not anything. Hold on. There's as long as it's. I don't even know where I'm going. I should probably stop there. That's what I should do. I'm not pro everything. I am pro some things. Obviously not kid fucking.
I knew we squeeze it out of you.
Just like that nutless dog, you squeezed it out of me.
What was your first miracle?
I made a nutless dog come. I
just want there to be a line that goes up and down like you're at the fucking bank, and there's just one guy who's in the purple robes, and he's like the bishop, and they only have to do it like one day a week. It's like the judges that have to perform ceremonies for marriage. So he's up there. He's like next, and it's just people presenting their miracles, and you get to be a saint if you just really. Oh God, I really want to do this sketch now.
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Well, we got to figure out how to do that, because that'd be a great sketch.
Mm-hmm. Copyright it.
There. I think that's how you do it. Is that how you copyright? Bing here. Bing. Ooh,
Sure.
See? I'm auditioning to be the new wizard. Ooh, I'm making a ball float. Ooh, look at that, everybody. Ta-da.
Just put your hand up and tap something. Is that how you trademark? No, but that is how I got kicked out of the strip club.
Boop. Found it.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was a myth, but I saw him.
1,000 everywhere.
Where was he? He's a little man in a boat, peeking his little head out. I touched him. They did not like that, so they sent me away. I'm not allowed back for 2 weeks. But when I
you back? Yeah, it's a 2-week policy.
It's a 2-week. They're great. They understand that sometimes you have one too many Pepsis, and you reach out and you go boop.
They don't. They have no sense of humor about that.
No, not at all. Can I boop it? What? Boop. Nope. No, you can't.
You're aware that this is actually a hospice, correct? Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, sorry. I just got done presenting a DARE program and taste tested some of the products. Anyway, can you help me find my badge and my gun? I got to get back to work.
And all of that last 3 minutes was our pitch for the meth promo. We storyboarded it all out for you.
That was actually the meth. That was the meth commercial.
Yep.
Meth. It could be worse. Meth, do you like reading real fast?
You feel like getting kicked out of a hospice for fondling?
It's not fondling, it's booping. It's different, right? Oh God,
it's all the same if they're not awake. Door's locked, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Look, you know what? They would probably appreciate it at that point.
So what did you learn?
I learned that you and I should probably never be hospice nurses.
That's what you learned? You didn't infer? You didn't just know that? That was today?
It hadn't been an idea that I thought of until about 30 seconds ago.
I'll do it if I get to wear like the Nurse Ratchet outfit. I'll do that with a little pillbox hat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I just realized I can just wear that anyway. It's a free country.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. You live in Florida. You can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could be quick on the draw, flipping off God's specials, the jazzy soldier.
Oh, they repaired my fishing pier, and it took all of 3 days for some jackass to drunkenly jump off it and get swept out.
No,
Not bad, not terribly bad, but you're not supposed to swim it. We're on a bay, which is on the Gulf side. You know what I mean? But it's just, and I don't even know why he jumped in, because right there it's all like fucking, there's oysters and barnacles and fucking nasty shark. Some jackass jumped in, and then you see him go, ah! He's like, just slowly, the current is taking him, and his buddies like ran down, like they were able to catch up to him, and like they threw fucking something up. It's because it's basically just being drugged in front of the parking lot of my building. I just feel like that's great. I love all of this. At no point in time, though, was I concerned for this person's life, which I probably should have been. I was just like, I'm sorry, I was walking the dog. We're not going back in. We're watching this. We're watching this shit,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I guess. I don't know.
You know those little, when you were in any parking lot, those little concrete embankments that show you where, you know, you can, if you hit them with your tires, that's how you know you're in the parking spot, but usually don't touch them. That is the only thing keeping cars from going into the ocean in my parking lot here. It's spectacular. There's no fence. There's no nothing. Like if you were like learning how to drive a stick and just dump the clutch in first, you would throw your fucking neon right into the water. And it's going to happen. And I really hope I'm there for it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is that what you learned?
No, I learned that you're not pro fucking kids. That's literally the only thing.
Yeah, I am anti kid fucking.
Mm-hmm. And I also learned that you found a way to enjoy Thanksgiving. And I think that's important. Because I think it's a bullshit, pointless holiday.
Yeah, but I'm glad to have it off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, any excuse to not actually have to pretend like I'm working is delightful.
Yeah, I don't like to have to pretend to care.
No.
But
I'm a big fan that there's no green bean salad in my future.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
What's that, buddy?
I fucking hate Thanksgiving too.
Good. If more people were brave like us, I think we might be able to squash it.
Let's change the world together.
Mm-hmm. Pro-indigenous. We were able to get rid of Columbus Day, kind of. Yeah. We didn't get rid of it, but we just added on. It's also Indigenous Peoples Day. We're playing just the tip with goddamn racism in our holidays.
Well, here's the thing: those of us that celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, now that it's a thing, you can tell who you want to spend time with and who you don't by what they say and how they say Happy Columbus Day. You know what? Maybe I don't want to engage in a political or you know what? I never want to engage in political. I don't know where I'm going with this. Hey, guess what?
I don't want to be around anybody who says Happy Columbus Day or Happy Indigenous Peoples Day either. Like it's usually the day before. I'm like, oh, it is. Is the fucking post office going to be closed? Like that's my whole thing with it. That's all I know. Unless you literally are a member of like the Seminole Indian tribe, and it means something to you. You guys, absolutely, you should get a parade, and I don't know what candy. What are you? For you, I'll send you $15. That makes sense.
Yeah. $15. All right, let's just crash this play. We are just digging a hole for ourselves.
When aren't we?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that.
On Indigenous Peoples Day, we're not. I love you.
I love you back.
part's about hanging out with these guys. God damn it, son of a bitch, motherfuck.